Hi. Hey, friends. Welcome. So good to see all of you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. So good to see you all. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I see some old friends. I see some new friends watching. Hi, everybody. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Michelle. Good to see everyone. I'm happy to be here this afternoon with everybody. Just gonna let some more buddies join before we get started. What's the weather like where everybody is? The sun came out right now. It was a little bit cloudy before that. Hey, everybody. Friends, my name is Simone, and I am a hospital outreach program specialist for the Philadelphia region. And what that means is I have this really cool job of bringing camp programming into the hospital for patients and families and staff to enjoy the magic of camp. If you know me as a hop specialist, you know that I love to paint, I love model magic, I love bleeding tissue paper, anything to do with arts and crafts, I'm all about that. But what some of you might not know is that when I'm not in the hospitals doing arts and crafts, I'm at home cooking and baking. Those are my two all-time favorite things to do. I love to cook and bake because it helps me connect with my friends because I get to cook for them and I get to share with them. So I thought I could use this opportunity when I'm not in the hospitals to show you guys what I like to do when I'm not there, and we can have some fun today. So if you have been following along on the Facebook page, you know what we're making. So let me know if you've been following along and you can guess what you're making. You can guess what we're making today. I see some people in the comments. Hey Bailey, hey Elise, hey Steph. So if you're going to be joining me and cooking alongside this afternoon, go ahead and grab the ingredients from the earlier posts today. They were all posted on the Facebook page, and don't worry if you didn't see it because we're going to go over it again. And if you're not and you're just going to be watching, we are so excited to have you here. And this is a great recipe. Even if you're not doing it alongside of me, you can learn it and you can pass it on to other people. And I think especially during this time where we can't really see our friends and be around our friends, this is a great recipe to learn because you can give someone a call, let them know what you learned today, teach them the recipe over a video chat. So I'm so excited to teach everybody my favorite recipe, and that is, drum roll please, we will be making s'more mug cakes. You heard it. We're making s'more mug cakes. So, the first thing we're going to do before we cook, and it's the most important part, is we are going to wash our hands. And it's especially important right now that even if you're not cooking, we're all making sure we're washing our hands. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I want to know, while I am washing my hands, what song everybody sings while they wash their hands. Because people suggest happy birthday, but I know we like to get a little creative at camp. So I would love to know what song everybody sings to. I, for one, I'm a big Mariah Carey fan, so I tend to sing some Mariah Carey. I know, Staying Alive by the Bees is a good one. All right, let's see, what do we have here? Yes. Good to see everybody on comment today. Bushy tail. Love it. Blame it on the boogie. These are great songs, everybody. Okay, we have our clean hands. And that is the most important part before we get started. The second thing we're gonna do is grab a mug, because we're making a mug cake. I like to use a big mug because it gives me room to mix and stir. So today I decided to bring out one of my favorite mugs. It's my camel mug. And so we're gonna be using a mug today. So go ahead and grab your mug. We still have songs coming in. Ice Cream and Cake, classic, Staying Alive. Love it so much. All right, so we have our mug, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my dry ingredients first. And that's kind of like the powdery things that we're gonna use to make our mug cake. So for my dry ingredients, I have everything pre-measured out because that's the magic of Facebook Live. But you can go ahead and measure along with me. So for my first dry ingredient, I have flour, and I'm using 1/4 of a cup of flour. And so for this recipe, there's not a ton of things, but there's also a lot of alternatives that we can use with this recipe, which is great. So you can use any type of flour you have. If you have whole wheat flour, if you have all-purpose flour, if you have almond flour, whatever works for you, go ahead and grab that. And I'm going to be adding my flour into my mug. So I'm just going to scoop my flour into my mug. Try not to make a mess, but then again, one of the best parts of baking a mess, at least for me. So we're gonna scoop that all in there. So we have my flour in here. Next, what we're gonna be doing is we're going to be adding our cocoa powder. And so I have 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. If you don't have cocoa powder at home, you can use hot chocolate mix. You can use chocolate syrup. You can use any sort of leftover chocolate and melt it down to make a delicious ooey gooey chocolate syrup. So I'm gonna pour in my cocoa powder, and that's 2 tablespoons. And that's what I'm doing is adding my baking powder. So you don't have baking powder, about it because we're using 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, so it's a very, very small amount. So if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. Baking powder is used in cooking really just to help make things fluffy. So if you don't use it, your cake might be a little more dense, a brownie instead of a fluffy cake, and the taste is gonna stay exactly like this. Don't worry about that. And next we are going to add our sugar, and I have 3 tablespoons of sugar. So we're gonna pour that into my mug. And once again, if you don't have granulated sugar, you can use brown sugar, you can use extract, whatever you think is gonna help make it sweeter. And here you have it. We have our mug, and it has all of my dry ingredients in there. Oh wait, I forgot. One more dry. We're gonna add a pinch of salt. So I'm gonna try to do just a little. There we go. How did I do, guys? My salting, my pinch of salt. So we are going to take a fork and my mug, and I'm gonna mix everything together. And as I'm mixing, I'm thinking of s'mores, thinking of the summertime. I wanna know what food reminds everybody of the sun. Because for me, when I think summer. So let me know in the comments what food you think about that instantly takes you back to warmer weather, longer days, and we're just gonna keep mixing until everything is mixed together. It's so good to see everybody in the comments, all of my old friends and my new friends. Yes, Will. Hello, everybody. Hey, thank you for joining. We're mixing. And ooh, look at all these good food. Fish, delicious marshmallow. And we have ice cream from Cindy. We have watermelon from Steph. Lobster rolls. Ooh, fancy, Sharon. We have more watermelon. We have chip wedges from Emma. Ice cream cones from Chris. Oh, guys, I'm getting so excited for this. All right, so we did the ingredients, and next what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our wet ingredients. So for my wet ingredients, there are 2 wet ingredients that we're gonna be using, and that is milk. And so I'm going to be adding 1/3 of a cup of milk. And if you can use whatever kind of milk you have around. You can use almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, let me know your favorite kind of milk is. If you don't like milk, you can add water. So I'm going to go and pour this into my mug. Just like that. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir. Just like that. All right. So we are stirring. So we talked about s'mores and how it reminds me of the summer. The reason that it reminds me of the summer is because I love s'mores at camp. And during opening campfire, I always have s'mores. And I also get to have s'mores at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia during Camp Week at CHOP, which is this really, really fun event we put on in the hospital. And so during campfire at both places, everybody gathers around together, we tell stories, we sing songs, and we share delicious s'mores. I love getting friends. Hi, Frankie. Welcome. All right, so we mixed in our milk, and it's turning into this delicious chocolatey gooiness. And next, for our second wet ingredient, I'm going to be adding oil. So I am going to be adding 2 tablespoons. You can use vegetable oil, you can use canola oil, you can whatever you have around if you want to add butter instead. But I chose to do coconut oil today. So I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of coconut oil into my mug. There we go. All right. So my next question, friends, as I'm mixing this all together, we want to mix so that there's not a clumps in there. But my question, and I'm going to ask this question, and then I'm going to explain why I asked this question. So my question is, what is your favorite, the long one, so stick with me. What's your favorite carnival food? What's your favorite party food? You guessed it. If you've been here before, what's your favorite carnival food? So if you could tell me 1, 2, or 3 of those answers, I would love to see in the comments. All right. Yes, special shout out to Karen and George McKenna for those delicious s'mores that they provide us at CHOP. I'm just mixing. So, I mentioned this thing called Carnival in my question. And for my friends who don't know what it is, I want you to picture the best carnival you've ever been to, and then I want you to picture the best party you've ever been to, and then I want you to picture the best party you've ever been to, and then I want you to picture the best carnival you've ever been to. and I want you to combine them. That, friends, is carnivarti. Carnivarti is something we do at camp, and we also do it in the hospital during the week. And so we have games, we have prizes, we have dance parties, we have such delicious treats. And so s'mores, thinking about camp treats, and it got me about carnivarti. So I want to know what people are saying. Things are cotton candy, Agasette cupcakes, popcorn is Danny's favorite. You said caramel apples. My favorite, this is a tough one. So we can't forget about our mixing because we're still mixing. So we have our mixing on. And right now it looks pretty good. It's not too lumpy. And listen, guys, it's still gonna taste good even if it's a little lumpy. So it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and put my mug in the microwave. If you need a bug to work the microwave, then go ahead and call them over. I'm gonna put it for a minute. Depending on how strong your microwave is, you can go 50 seconds, about a minute and 10 seconds. So I'm gonna go right in the middle and throw mine in for 1 minute. And I'm gonna come back and see what everyone's food, carnival party, and carnivarti answers are. So let's see. We got some more popcorn from Bridget. We got, Caroline said, carnivarti cotton candy. I absolutely love it. Swedish waltz from Rita's. That is true. So my favorite food, if I'm thinking of it, my favorite carnival food is funnel cake. My favorite party food is any sort of cheese situation. I'm there for it. And my favorite carnivarti food, like some of my friends mentioned, it's something called rice, which is a Philly treat. It's the most delicious, refreshing Philly treat that we get to have in the hospitals during carnivarti. It is absolutely the perfect treat to have after you danced your face off for 2 hours at carnivarti and had the best time on the dance floor. And it's just so refreshing having some water ice after that. All right, so we're ready in the microwave. Ooh, I wish you guys could all smell this. It smells so good. So it's still a little bit gooey in the middle. And so if yours is still gooey in the middle, you can go ahead and put it back in the microwave for a couple more seconds. I'm gonna put mine in for 30 more seconds. But if it's not gooey, then you can just leave yours out and we'll move on to the next step. Always good to put in for less time on it instead of putting in for too much time. So the next part of this adventure that we're on together baking this afternoon is kind of like a choose your own adventure part, and I'm super excited for it because you have the option of going classic s'mores, but you also have the option of having so much fun and being so creative and throwing whatever else you want on this cake. Oh yeah. Now we are talking. It smells so good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead for my toppings and start with, I'm gonna start marshmallows on here because I'm gonna go a little bit classic with a little bit of a twist. But let me know in the comments what you guys are gonna put on your mug cake. I know what everybody is gonna put on their mug cakes. All of my, let me know. So I'm marshmallows, and I'm gonna put on here. The recipe calls for a pinch or a handful. It's not happening. We're going all out on this. I added my marshmallows. And now I'm going to throw this in the microwave for another 30 seconds so that the marshmallows can get ooey and gooey, just the way I like them. If you do a different adventure, like whipped cream or ice cream or whatever else, then you're not putting it in the microwave now. So let's see, what are we doing for Choose Your Own Adventure, friends? We got Oreo truffles from Chelsea, M&Ms from Bridget, peanut butter from Rob. Emma, you know what? I'm not here to yuck your yum. If you want on it, power to you. Go ahead and your cake. Nose from Mark. Nice. Nutella, ooh, Chris. Yes, your language. Ice cream, so good. Oh, friends, we're on business. Look at this delicious, melty marshmallow top. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do on my Choose Your Adventure is I'm going to add some chocolate chips to it. I'm going to add some chocolate chips on here, and it's going to melt. And then, if you want to go s'mores, you can add graham crackers, which is plastic cracker, chocolate, marshmallow, delicious. But I'm feeling a little bit crazy this afternoon, so I think I'm going to do some mini eggs because it's that time of the year. Eggs are on sale, and I love mini eggs. So I got my mini eggs, I crushed them up, and I'm going to put them on top of my mud cake. Yum! Can't wait. And so, my friends, we have our mud cake. It's still super now, so I encourage you to wait a little before you dig in here. But it smells so good. I wish you can all be in my kitchen right now. It smells like delicious chocolateness and marshmallow. I hope that you enjoyed this afternoon, and I hope that you can take this recipe that you learned, and I really share it with 3 people, friends, family, neighbors, whoever. Give them a call, FaceTime them, whatever you need to do to connect with people. Use this recipe as a way of connecting and spreading some friendship and magic of camp. I hope that you all join us back here tomorrow on Facebook Live. My friend Julie, who is a hospital outreach program specialist in Philly, she will be hosting some fun camp-style weird. She's got a lot of tricks up her sleeve, so you guys better be back here tomorrow and join her. And I just wanted to say that I had so much fun this time. It was so great to see some old camp friends, some camp friends, and thank you to all my friends that joined from the hospitals. So good to see you. I miss you all so much. I just wanted to say that even though we can't be at camp right now and we can't be in the house now, it is still so possible to spread and share the friendship of camp through connecting on Facebook Live and sharing stories. Make sure we still keep camp alive and the friendship of camp alive. And I hope everyone takes care.